Hey y'all, it's Zaze, and today I will be painting a pumpkin because it is almost Halloween. Let's go! I'm so excited. What are you guys gonna be for Halloween? Comment down below what your costume idea is, and I may or may not steal it. Anyways, for this pumpkin, I originally started off with a different idea. I was going to do a clown face on the pumpkin, but then I decided that I wanted to take up more space on all sides so that you could spin it around and look at something, so I decided to go with Scooby-Doo. The plan was to draw the Mystery Machine, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Fred, Velma, and who am I forgetting? Daphne? Is that her name? On all sides of the pumpkin so that you could spin it around and look at each character. So I decided to do this by taking some parchment paper and tracing over the drawings of them that I found on Pinterest. I had them all facing the side or 3/4 just so that you can kind of see them walking in a line, if that makes sense. The idea was to spin the pumpkin around and you would see them kind of walking in a circle, like in a carousel line, if that makes sense. So here I am tracing them out from the pictures I could find on Pinterest, which what I'm going to do afterwards is take some charcoal to the back of my drawings on the parchment paper and then lay them on the pumpkin, and after I do that I'll trace it out. So then you'll have whatever I push on the pencil marks on my sketch onto the pumpkin will transfer. So I'll be able to transfer my sketch from the computer to the pumpkin. And this way I could get an accurate representation of what the characters look like. I try to put them in sizes that made sense, like good proportions. So I believe I have Scooby-Doo coming at like the height of their waist. Some of the characters are a little bit shorter, some are a little bit taller. And then here is where I start lining the backs of my sketches with charcoal so that I can put it onto the pumpkin. So I'm doing all of the characters that I drew before, and then I'm tracing the back with charcoal and putting them to the side. Now here I go tracing my sketches onto the pumpkin itself, which I've already painted white so that it will show up kind of like a sketch page. So I'm trying to make sure that all of the lines are down on the pumpkin and that they look pretty precise. I might fix the drawing a little bit, like straight onto the pumpkin with my pencil. After I've done that with each character, it's time to go in and paint the pumpkin itself. So I have my acrylic paints and my colors made. I'm starting off with a Mystery Machine and trying to kind of do like a sketch by number, or not sketch by number, color by number. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like color by number games. I'm trying to do it like that. So I'm looking at my reference back on the computer and I'm trying to color in everything exactly where it shows up on the picture. And so far it's coming out pretty good, at least I think so. The car was kind of challenging for me, if I'm being honest. I don't usually draw cars or anything like that. There I did Scooby-Doo, Shaggy. Scooby was a pretty fun draw on the parchment paper just because he came out looking so much like a dog. I wish I got a better picture of what his sketch looked like on the parchment paper, because I don't know, I kind of made him look like a dog in my own style. When you trace pictures, your own style kind of pops out a little bit with it, I feel like. Here I am painting the background of the pumpkin while watching Scooby-Doo in the background, I'm pretty sure. This part was pretty fun. I was a little worried about it at first, but then when I put the background on the picture, everything kind of came together. I put the moon up there so that I kind of used it as a light source. So later on you might see me adding highlights to the back, like the tops of some characters' heads, depending on where the moon is. And then I do that just so that it can look kind of three-dimensional. I do want it to pop. It was kind of hard with the acrylic paint on the pumpkin because sometimes it would peel off. So there's a couple places where I tried to paint over it, but my paint had definitely peeled up a little bit. Here I am doing the grass to make it look like they were on a sidewalk, like maybe they were parked in the grass or on a sidewalk or on like a dirt road. Because I feel like that's the vibe for Scooby-Doo sometimes, you know, like it's a couple teenagers out in the middle of the woods fighting mysteries. There's my finished pumpkin. I outlined it with some of my liners just to get some more detail. There it says the mystery machine. Spinning around, we see Scooby-Doo. I added some bats in there just to make it like a spooky little background. There's Shaggy. I don't know, I really like this. This was a different project. I think painting on things that aren't just a regular canvas or sketchbook might be a fun thing to do more often into the future, because this was a fun project. I've definitely done things like that before, like with my Nintendo Switch. I painted my Nintendo Switch case, and that was a lot of fun too. I did it with Mario. I actually have a video on that. You should go check it out. And speaking of which, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm actually working on a series right now, a fantasy series, that it might be a little bit similar to Scooby-Doo. If you think about it, there is a mystery element. So go ahead and check that out as well. And yeah, have a good day. This is my final product with the pumpkin. As you can see, like I'm kind of bouncing the camera all over the place. But here's some better footage. There's my mystery machine. My characters, look at that gigantic bat that I accidentally painted too large. Oh well. Fred, Shaggy, another bat, Scooby. Yep. Bye.